Hi guys, I wanted to give you a quick little demo of how you can start text if you're having difficulty. Please go read through the checklist that is in Schoology to make sure you have all the things and all the little details that you need for this. But I want to walk you through how to get from your photo, once it's been edited, into your final cover, which will have all the details on it. So hopefully you've printed off all of your covers so you have something you can draw on and look at. And then I'm going to highlight a few things and show you where you can get your fonts. Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit long, so just kind of sit back, listen to the whole thing, then go back and look at the parts that you need to when you get here. So the first thing I'd like you to do is go into the ruler. Okay, so I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to go to Show, and go to Show Rulers. Where is that? Oh, sorry, rulers. There you go. All right. So when I go up to the ruler and I pull down from the ruler, I get what's called a guide. And of course, it's not working for me right now. Oh, it is. There it is. Okay. So when I grab the ruler and I pull down, it'll give me guides. Now, I like guides because it helps me line things up to make sure things are even. So when you want to clear them, I can just go to guides and I can uncheck those and clear the guides. Okay, so there's my guides and pull them down again. So I only do this because you need to make sure that your image is left and right justified, meaning everything on the left lines up along the same line, everything on the right lines up along the same line. So if I go look at some magazine covers, and I'm just going to pull up any one of these. Let's look at this GQ one. So you can see over here, everything on the left is even, everything on the right is even. It's left justified and right justified. Now this one over here, this one, everything is centered. It's centered, and this is all kind of staggered through the middle. So it really depends what your magazine is like. You need to find out if they've centered the text or if they've done the text left justified and right justified. If it is left and right justified, make sure you leave a little gap on the side. Don't push it all the way to the edge. Okay, let's go back into Photoshop. So let's go into my cover model here. So I'm click on the type tool, and I'm going to find the text that I want, and I'm going to find the font that I want. So I'm just going to pick any font for right now, and I'll show you how to get fonts at the end of this. So I click on here, and I type in Vogue, and you're not going to see it. So one easy way you can do is, yes, you can go back in here and you can highlight it, but let's say I'm on a different tool and I want to go back and I've moved my text around and I realize, oh, I can't see it. Rather than going back to your type tool, go over here and double click the T. It automatically highlights it for you. Now I can go change the font and make it 72. I can change the color. I could make it white instead. And when I click off of it with the Move tool, I can see that. Now I know this is not the right font. It's totally okay. Now 72 is not big enough. I'm going to double click this T again, and I'm going to change this into 200. So you can also type whatever you want and see if that fits. That's too big. Double click the T. Let's make it 150. We'll stick with that regardless. There we go. Okay. So I have my font here. Sorry, one more time. It's not caps. Okay, so I have my font, and I'm only going to do this for one thing. You guys can finish up the rest on your own. And I want to make sure it's behind her head instead of in front of her head. In order to do that, I'm going to turn this type layer into a mask. So if you remember down here, make it into a mask, like so. I take my paintbrush. My mask is white, so I'm going to paint with black. All I do is go through, and I'm going to start to paint. So I go in front of her head and I just paint out the part I don't want. Go right up to the edge there. Now I like a mask because if I mess something up, I just flip it back into white and I can paint back in whatever I wanted. So I can do a little bit more there, a little bit more here. And of course I would zoom in and make it perfect, but now the text is behind her. If I need new text, I just type in some new stuff. Again, I can double click the T. I can change the size on this. I can move it wherever I want it to go. And I can use my guides to do left and right justifying. So I go back to View. I go to Rulers. I grab from the ruler, pull it over, line up my guide so that when I type in the next one, more stuff, I can move it and make sure it lines up on that side. Okay, so that's how you're going to type things in. Please look at that list for how many colors you can use and how many fonts you can use, because it does matter. Also check back on your final image, see if it needs the date, see if it needs the barcode. You really have to check your magazine to find that out for sure. So do the layout. Please, please, please do not flatten these layers so that when I see you on Monday, if we need to make any adjustments, we can do that together. Okay? Good luck. Have fun.